Hello guys, welcome back to El Merengue, moments away from Barcelona versus Elche. This right here is just exactly how Ronald Koeman is, the team that Ronald Koeman is rolling out for this matchup. It is a very strong team with no Serginho Dest, and I'm also very excited to see Umtiti's performance. Guys, I will see you at the end of the first half to go over exactly how we have been doing. Let's get to it. Alright guys, so that is halftime, 1-0 coming into the second half, but this game has been pretty interesting. It started off very, I want to say exciting, very back and forth from box to box, and then it kind of turned into Barcelona just having complete control of the game in the sense of having a high line, holding possession at very attacking positions, but Elche at the same time just remained in this very compact, this very tight block, trying to, close the passing lanes down, trying to frustrate Barcelona's attack as much as possible. And it made it a bit problematic for a few reasons. The first one is actually coming from Mingueza, and it's not necessarily his fault. I mean, he is a player playing out of position, but the absence of having Serginho Dest or Natsebek that can get into the attack is really hurting the gameplay of Ousmane Dembele, who is forced to have to go line every single time, and it doesn't have the option of maybe cutting in a little bit and then finding that outside back on the overlap run. And in addition to that, I feel like there is a lack of association between the midfielders and the forwards, whether that be from Busquets to Braithwaite, as they seem to never connect a through ball together. The timing of the passing is a bit off, but as well as the association between the forwards with each other. Not too much association between Griezmann and Dembele, and Griezmann and Braithwaite. Another factor that I just want to throw in there really quick is we need to see a little more shots from Pedri, a little more personality. We saw it last game where he was on a one-on-one opportunity and he looks for the pass. And yes, as a young kid, it looks great, but there's times where he just needs to have a little more personality. Don't be afraid to take a shot. However, on the other side of things, because Elche is so compact, absolutely no width, they're just kind of focused on, or they were focused on surviving, not letting us get that early goal that eventually came. They are having a hard time breaking out whenever they do get possession. It just looks like we just win the ball back so fast, and they're just like, okay, back to defending. And I think that is because they're lacking a little bit of width. If they want to create damage, they're going to have to open up, which in turn opens up a little more space. And then eventually, after a bit of combination play between De Jong and Pedri, eventually the ball finds its way out on the outside to Braithwaite. Again, spreading him out a little bit more, trying to create a little bit of holes in the middle. Braithwaite slows the ball down, and something that we've been seeing a lot of from De Jong, and obviously Pedri as well, playing a more of attacking mid role, is De Jong actually crashes into the box and creates a very dangerous opportunity. I mean, if you compare De Jong's last 5 games to, his rest of his career at Barcelona, he's definitely been getting a lot more goals, for sure. And I think that extra bit of depth especially came from when Braithwaite slowed the ball down and allowed him the timing to be perfect. After the goal, the spaces did look to open up a little bit. I don't know if that was just more situational or Elche actually trying to spread out and maybe look for a goal. Guys, I will see you at the end of the game with the game review. Alright guys, that is the final whistle, 2-0, and honestly, on paper, a very good result. Not the perfect gameplay, it was exactly what we predicted in the pregame. A little bit of lack of acceleration. But let's go ahead and break down this half. We started off swinging right off the get-go. We saw Jordan put in a very, very dangerous cross, and it kind of just set the tempo. I figured it was going to be a half in which Elche was definitely going to be pushing for the goal, which meant we were going to have a little bit more space to attack and maybe a little bit more freedom to move about and maybe get in behind their backs. And it did happen a lot. Now, as the half progressed, we saw another opportunity, or not another opportunity, but a potential penalty check in which De Jong actually, again, coming in from the midfield, gets into very deep positions and then looks to create something. And while, yes, Griezmann without Messi definitely showed to be more protagonistic in this game, it was definitely De Jong running the attack, running the attack, creating the midfield. He was the man in charge for sure. And just when things were looking pretty well, there was a slight miscommunication from Mingueza. I think it was his only real mistake in the game. It led to a one-on-one in which Ter Stegen, the octopus, had to once again save us. I mean, how many times does this man keep our heads above water? It was a game in which we had 95% control of the game. A slight error, and the whole game could have been flipped upside down onto its head. But once again, Ter Stegen saving our butts. However, after that save, I definitely noticed Elche kind of came alive a little bit more. It started coming out of the shell a little bit more, and the game became a little more open, a little more box to box, just very similar to how the game itself actually started. And there was an opportunity in which it was a counterattack from Elche, and they had like 5 people running to maybe 2 or 3 of our defenders. But the transition from the midfield, or the players that were not directly involved in the play itself, was fantastic. Everybody ran back, and it looked different to what we've seen out of the Barcelona this season. There was definitely a little bit more emphasis on maintaining a lead, being a little bit smarter on defense, giving that 110% to make sure we don't concede stupid goals that would, I don't want to say ruin the game, because there's still time left to make something out of it, but definitely complicate the process, what we've been working for. However, within that bit of back-to-back, box-to-box battle, there was another counterattack in which Busquets felt the need to foul, and it was obviously always going to be a yellow card, which means he is going to miss his next game against Athletic Club, which, I feel like this month we played him, or we're going to play him just about 3 times, or at least within a month's time, which is crazy. But yes, Sergio Busquets will not be here for the next La Liga game. And then eventually, we were approaching minute 60, minute 70, and that's normally when I expect Ronald Koeman to make some subs. But then I felt like he was a little bit afraid to make subs, because the team is only 1-0 up, and if he makes a run sub, it could throw off the whole balance and cost us the game. So I felt like he was a little bit scared to make a direct person-to-person swap or sub. So then instead, what he ended up doing, what he opted to do, was swap the wings, put Dembele onto the left-hand side, and Braithwaite to the right-hand side. Now, personally, I am more of a fan of Dembele playing on the left-hand side, if that means playing with Jordi Alba rather than Dembele playing with Mingueza, as we talked about it before. Mingueza does not overlap, and it makes Dembele a little bit more predictable. So I definitely enjoyed seeing Dembele more on the left-hand side, where he has more options, possibly more creativity. I will say this much, as even though the score was only 1-0 and a goal would have destroyed us at this point, I never felt like Elche was going to score. I felt like defensively they were sound, and it was really hard to break them down. Yes, but their defensive attributes were in the sacrifice of their attacking attributes. Really, apart from the one-on-one mistake that we had, that was their only main real chance. And you get the sensations in certain games where you're like, okay, a goal potentially could be coming, or they're getting awfully close to scoring one. Elche, on the other hand, I never felt that fear. And finally, when we all thought the game was going to end 1-0, no, the Young does it again. He's been doing this a lot lately, just dribbling with power from the midfield all the way to the attack to create something. I don't know, maybe a defender steps wrong and he can slide in a pass. Maybe he can work his way all the way to the box, get a shot. I don't know. He does it again. Just like in the previous goal when Braithwaite slowed the play down, looked for the cross, he did the same thing. He gets in the box, slows the play down, looks up, tries to find Griezmann initially. Griezmann was blocked, wasn't making the correct movement. You can see he moves his hands like, come on guys, create some movement for me. Eventually he finds Ricky Puig, puts in a beautiful cross. Ricky Puig makes it 2-0. Good old happy days. And with the Young getting a goal and an assist, for me, was by far the man of the match. Araujo had a very good game, but also it wasn't a game in which he needed to do much. In the same boat, Umtiti wasn't forced to create anything amazing in the same sense as Araujo. However, I do like Umtiti's touch on the ball, his distribution, his passing. He does find certain pockets that maybe Araujo isn't finding just yet or isn't comfortable maybe risking a ball to split two defenders, whereas Titi definitely was the man to do that. 2-0 Barcelona, happy days for sure, and we definitely did get some correct predictions. So here goes the shoutouts. Saif Ahmad correctly predicting the 2-0. AD744 always with the influential comments, and again today gets the correct prediction. Arend, Nizar Elisa, Jonathan Perez Barrios, and finally YSN King 123. Guys, congratulations to you. There's your shout out. 2-0 Barcelona result. I am the only thing I didn't like about the game was that lack of acceleration. I felt like the goals, it wasn't obvious when they were gonna come. But you know, it's a great result. Guys, as always, if you enjoyed the video, hit a big thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Also, let me know in the comment section what you thought of the game, what you thought of De Jong's performance. Guys, as always, Visca Barça!